A US lawmaker has introduced a bill in the US House of Representatives that seeks to terminate Pakistan's designation as a major non NATO ally and require annual certification from the president with certain conditions for Islamabad to be given such a designation. The bill was introduced by Congressman Andy Biggs, who represents the 5th Congressional District of Arizona. It needs to be passed by the House and the Senate before it can be signed into the law by the US President and has been sent to the House Foreign Affairs Committee for necessary actions. The bill asks US President to issue a certification that Pakistan has shown progress in arresting and prosecuting Haqqani Network senior leaders and mid-level operatives and has taken steps to demonstrate its commitment to prevent Haqqani Network from using any Pakistani territory as a safe haven. The bill also wants a certification from US President that Pakistan actively coordinates with Afghanistan to restrict the movement of militants such as Haqqani Network along the Afghanistan-Pakistan border. China reported on Saturday that nearly 60,000 people with COVID-19 had died in hospital since it abandoned its zero COVID policy last month. It is a huge increase from previously reported figures that follows global criticism of the country's coronavirus data. In early December, Beijing abruptly dismantled its strict 3-year antivirus regime of frequent testing, travel curbs, and mass lockdowns after widespread protests in late November, and cases have surged since then across the nation of 1.4 billion. The health officials said on Saturday that COVID fever and emergency hospitalization had peaked and number of hospitalized patients was continuing to decline. Between 8th of December and 12th of January, the number of COVID-related deaths in Chinese hospitals totaled 59,938. The head of the Bureau of Medical Administration under the National Health Commission told a media briefing. Of those fatalities, 5,503 were caused by respiratory failure due to COVID, and the remainder resulted from a combination of COVID and other diseases, she said. While international health experts have predicted at least 1 million COVID-related deaths this year, China had previously reported just over 5,000 deaths since the pandemic began, one of the lowest death rates in the world. The United Nations Security Council has listed Pakistan-based terrorist Abdul Rahman Makki as a global terrorist. Makki is the brother-in-law of Lashkar-e-Taiba chief and 2611 mastermind Hafiz Saeed. The development comes after India last year slammed China after it blocked the proposal to list Makki under the Sanctions Committee. Makki, who has been involved in raising funds, recruiting and radicalizing the youth to plan attacks in India, especially in Jammu and Kashmir, has already been listed as a terrorist by India and the United States. Makki has been in various leadership roles within the terrorist organization. The lifting of COVID-19 restrictions in China is set to boost global oil demand this year to a new record high, the International Energy Agency (IEA) said recently, while price cap sanctions on Russia could dent supply. It is an international intergovernmental organization based in Paris that was established in 1974. The mandate of IEA is to maintain the stability of international oil supply. It was founded in response to 1973 oil crisis in which the supply chain for oil temporarily broke down. IEA operates within the broader framework of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. As of 2022, the IEA has 31 member nations. India became an associate member of IEA in 2017. According to IEA, a member country must maintain crude oil or product reserves equivalent to 90 days of the previous year's net imports, to which the government has immediate access and could be used to address disruptions to global oil supply. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has highlighted the agreement with other group of 7 leaders that they will closely cooperate to protect the rules-based international order. Kishida held a news conference in Washington, the last leg of his tour of 5 G7 nations. Recalling talks with the leaders of France, Italy, Britain, Canada, and the United States, Kishida said that he exchanged candid views with each leader on bilateral issues and cooperation, as well as uncertain security situation worldwide. Kishida said that he explained Japan's role as the chair of this year's G7 summit in Hiroshima and discussed with them the G7's activity throughout the year. Mexico has brought into force one of the world's strictest anti-tobacco laws by enacting a total ban on smoking in public spaces. The step, which was first approved in 2021, also includes a ban on tobacco advertising. Several other Latin American countries have also passed legislation to create smoke-free public spaces. However, Mexico's legislation is considered to be the most robust and wide-ranging in the Americas. It amounts to one of the most stringent anti-smoking laws in the world. Mexico's existing 2008 law, which created smoke-free spaces in bars, restaurants, and workplaces, is now extended to an outright ban in all public places. That includes parks, benches, hotels, offices, and restaurants. There will also be a total ban on the advertising, promotion, and sponsorship of tobacco products, meaning that cigarettes cannot even be on show inside shops. Vapes and e-cigarettes are also subjected to tighter new restrictions, particularly indoors. Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe has said that a social justice commission will be established in order to build a country where everyone can live in harmony. He also stated that the commission's work will be accelerated in order to provide relief to the families of disappeared. The president was speaking at the Thai Pongal celebrations at Jaffna. Mr. Wickremesinghe further said that the 13th Amendment of the Constitution will be fully implemented, under which will give substantial powers to the provincial councils. The president stated that a statement on government steps toward reconciliation will be made public in February, and that a meeting of party leaders will be convened next week to discuss the matter. Mr. Wickremesinghe said that he will be inviting an all-party meeting again soon to discuss on the issues and find solutions by February this year, when the island nation celebrates its 75th Independence Day. The 53rd edition of the World Economic Forum (WEF) started on 16th January at Davos in Switzerland. The meeting will continue till 20th January. The theme for this year's WEF meeting is Cooperation in a Fragmented World. The congregation of experts, academics, investors, and political and business leaders will discuss some of the pressing issues the world is facing today, such as Russia-Ukraine crisis, global inflation, and climate change, and promote innovative solutions. The world leaders are expected to share their insights on the prevalent economic conditions across the globe. According to the WEF's annual Global Risk Report, recession threat, cost of living crisis, and debt distress is likely to dominate the outlook for at least 2 years. Global leaders taking part in the meeting include European Commission President, German Chancellor, European Parliament President, South Korean President, Spain Prime Minister, Swiss President, and Finland Prime Minister. Strong participation of leaders from India is expected at the summit. WEF founder and executive chairman Klaus Schwab said they see the manifold political, economic, and social forces creating increased fragmentation on a global and national level. He said to address the root causes of this erosion of trust, they need to reinforce cooperation between government and business sectors, creating the conditions for a strong and durable recovery. World Health Organization WHO has urged all nations in Southeast Asia to take urgent and accelerated measures against measles. The disease is one of the rise with nearly 9 million children having missed vaccination against it in the past 2 years. The regional director of WHO Southeast Asia, Dr. Poonam Singh, said there is an urgent need to stop and prevent measles outbreaks and accelerate efforts to eliminate the disease. WHO said by 2019, measles vaccination coverage reached an all-time high of 94% for the first dose and 83% for the second dose. However, in 2021, it was reduced to 86% for first dose and 76% for the second, leaving 9 million children unvaccinated for measles and around 5.3 million children partially vaccinated. Sri Lanka's cabinet has approved the proposal of President Ranil Wickremesinghe to provide 10 kilograms of rice per month to 2 million low-income families. The decision has been taken to ensure food security for 2 months. This move will also cover beneficiaries of Ireland's National Development Programme for Poverty Alleviation, Samriddhi. The total estimated cost is 8,040 million rupees, which includes 6,200 million rupees for the purchase of 61,000 megatons of paddy. The program will be implemented by district secretaries and divisional secretaries with the assistance of small and medium-scale paddy mills. Rice will be distributed among the identified Samriddhi beneficiaries, including low-income earners, using the existing system. Ministry of Women, Child Affairs and Social Empowerment will coordinate the district secretaries and issue necessary instructions to them. US President Joe Biden approved emergency declaration for California due to winter storms. Nepal aims to unveil its jewelry items to global market through ongoing 4th Gem and Jewelry Expo. IAEA expanding presence in Ukraine to prevent a nuclear accident, chief says. UNESCO dedicates this year's International Day of Education to Afghan girls and women. Peru's capital, Lima, witnessed on Friday one of the city's most historic buildings burned to the ground after a night of fresh anti-government protest across the country as the president vowed to get tougher on vandals.